became curious to know more and more about it, I actually wanted to tell it to everybody. So one of the ways I figured to tell it is by learning how to do videos. I edited that myself, so I learned how to do videos so I could be able to put it on YouTube and I could relay the message the same way. So the time came when I had to go to, of course I started out with my friends, and the time came when I had to go speak to my friends and tell them about what Tanzania was all about. So this is what they thought, like when I approached them, this is what, if it works. Oh. Sorry. So so this is what most of my friends, this is what they see Tanzania as. Every time I went to them and approached them and told them, Tanzania, you should come Tanzania, Tanzania this, Tanzania that, they always referred back to this image. And that's one of the challenges that I felt, that I saw. How could I be able to get them to think a little bit differently about Tanzania without me directly pushing my words into their mouth? So that's how I ended up doing all the videos on images, images, images all the way. So, I continued on to wanting to know more about, so I continued to wanting to know how could I turn this into like a business. It's a passion of mine just to visit the whole of Tanzania and learn more about it, but then how could I turn it into a business? How could I make it into a business venture? So I started doing research. Most of the research, of course, was going into, I live in New York and there's a lot of like travel expos, there's a lot of networking events. I tried to go to those particular networking events that were associated with travel. And one of the places I went to was, where was it? This is in the middle of like New York City. And most of the places when you go to networking events, the most people that you will see there, it's mostly, I should say, white people. So I entered one of the rooms and I was only the black person there. I almost turned back. And then there was one of the workers who pulled me back in. They were like, oh, you need to come back into this. I'm gonna introduce you to somebody. They went and introduced me to the CEO of Skift. And Skift is a travel IQ, which is almost like $1 million industry. And that was like, I'm sticking to you and we're gonna talk. And that's one of my friends today. And he's kind of like helps me back and forth whenever I have questions. So continuing on with more research, of course I wanted to know numbers. Is this a real potential to do something about it? Yeah. Okay. So I went into checking out statistics, of course, like in 2014. $2 billion, and I mean, tourism alone generated $2 billion, which constituted 25% of foreign exchange earnings. And tourism almost hires almost like 600,000 people, and it almost contributes indirectly, almost 2 million people indirectly. So it's a field that I wanted to go into. And I continued doing more research on that. This is from the World Travel Tourism, the World Travel Tourism Council, and looking at the future, what's the future of tourism looking like? And you could see there's an increase in demand with the GPD in 2015 being 4.1% of the total GPD, which that contributes towards the direct contribution. And then you can also see the numbers going around. The other question I had is how I wanted to see what other countries are doing, and I wanted to, especially within the African countries. So when I was looking at this field, when I was looking at this table, the reason why I put it up here is to look what are other countries, what are they doing that's different from what we're doing. Like South Africa, when you look at it here, their direct contribution to the GPD is almost like 9.3%, why is Tanzania at 1.9% when we have like so much to offer in Tanzania, but yet these are the numbers that you're getting. And then also the investment, the tourism capital investment, we are 1.2 billion when South Africa is at 5. What's the reason behind that? And also you could go further on. You could see, you could also look at the world average compared to what we are and then compared to South Africa also at the same time. Okay, so I also had to wonder, does tourism pay and what areas does it pay and how could I contribute to that also at the same time? So this is also another graph that I got from the website to also kind of like understand a little bit better about tourism and if it does pay. Okay, so what are the challenges? Some of the challenges I was having is, of course, when you look at self-doubt and laziness, I felt that I went through that a lot. Time management. When it comes to time management, I'm a clinical dietitian. I have a full-time job. I also was going to school full-time to obtain a master's. How could I be able to do that and also have like trying to manage my time a little bit wisely to run a company, start out a company, startup, and then also when it comes to to be able to earn a living. The other portion of it is just with following my passion. I wasn't sure I was doing the right thing, and I was missing a lot from me trying to venture out into this field that I'm in right now. And the rest are there. This is a message that I ran into recently. The reason most people never reach their goals is that they never define them or even seriously consider as believable or achievable. And for winners, they will go the way to define, they'll go the way to define it, they'll have a plan to go along with it, and they will know who they want to share their businesses with or their ventures with. That's one of the models that I follow along. And so this is who we are. We are Curious on Tanzania. Curious on Tanzania is a social traveling company. And we want to connect explorers and locals together. The reason why we want to connect explorers and locals together is because a lot of people do visit Tanzania. They go on this one-time trip, but they never come back. So what we want to do is we want to create this kind of like a cycle of a system where before you go, you come to one of our events, you will learn about what Tanzania is about. It could be from history, it could be from investment, it could be from anything. Just come to one of our events. Mainly right now we focus in New York. Come to it, explore it, get to learn more about what Tanzania is all about. Whenever you're ready to travel, we'll get you your trip, we'll book you up, we'll put a package for you together. Come visit Tanzania. When you finish, when you come back, we want you to continue your experiences by coming even more to our events. So it's like this cycle that we're trying to build, and we're trying to be the connectivities between explorers and also the locals. But also at the same time, we want to contribute to the local economy in Tanzania. So we are looking at sustainable tourism. And sustainable tourism is basically working with the locals to be able to use their talents that they have to showcase different people who are coming to visit Tanzania. Okay, so, I don't know if I explained this well. So this is my call of action from the issues that I went through when I was starting out a company. I think that if, like our Tanzanian community, like as a diaspora, coming from a different field, which is nutrition, to going into tourism, something I completely did not know about, or even business itself I did not know about. I had challenges trying to build the platform that I have, and I had to go everywhere looking for help. I think it would help that if we could be able to have, either from DICOTA or Tanzanian communities itself, if we could be able to have, create like a hub, where a hub will we'll have like different communities, like the New York community, the Washington DC community, to be able to work with different entrepreneurs. And then we wanna, I feel like if we are able to identify people from different fields, they could be able to help us as young people, as entrepreneurs, put ourselves together so we could be able to compete with the other markets on the outside. And then the last thing, I want to propose, if at DICOTA, maybe like next year or something like that, we could do a pitch fest. A pitch fest meaning somebody could come with their idea, they pitch it to either investors or people who have been in the business to be able to help us to position ourselves better to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Justa. That was very inspiring. And do you mean that the DICOTA convention should be in New York, or? Of course. Just kidding. Thank you so much. Next, we have Dennis. We'd love to hear your story and how you started and what has inspired you to keeping on for 8 years strong out in Kansas. Thank you.
I was going to say His Excellency President Wilson, but naona yupo. Okay. Ambassador Anissa Mbega, Director, the Diaspora Department, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, East Africa Region and International Cooperation. DICOTA leadership, distinguished guests, my fellow Tanzanians and no other here in attendance. Habarini za jioni. My name is Dennis Mbelwa Rweikiza. I'm a president and founder of Venture Global Logistics. It's a pretty much supply chain company. I'm so honored to stand here before you guys talking about opportunities and challenges of doing business in abroad, particularly in transportation and logistics. So, first of all, let me say this. Mi kabila langu ni Muhai, again. Kwa hiyo, unajua haya tuna baadhi ya haya mimi mmoja wao. Ukisikia sehemu ya L nimeweka R na sehemu ya R nimeweka L, mtanisamehe, but I'm sure mtakuwa mmenielewa. Anyway, back to my topic. Every product in our homes and offices got to your shelves as a result of efficiency, safe, and rapid transport. Sometimes in the same city, while other times from across the globe. With the continuing increase of international trade, the face of executives have changed from a guy in a warehouse to someone in the boardroom with understanding of robotics, inventory management, software, hardware, international customs, currency exchanges, border treaties, and security, to name a few. Now, let me mention some opportunities. Business development programs. Take advantage of business development programs like MBE, Minority Business Enterprise, SBA, Small Business Administration, DBE, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Certification, can help you qualify minority-owned firm, develop and grow your business through one-to-one counseling, training workshops, and management and technical guidance. The program also provides access to government contract opportunity, allowing your business to become solid competitors in the federal and the state marketplace. Some minority groups are presumed to be socially and economically disadvantaged and can qualify for these programs. These groups are, of course, African American or Tanzania America, whatever you want to call it. Technology. Technology advancement has helped a lot to simplify most business operations. In transportation, most systems are now web-based. In this way, it's allowing small businesses, operators compete with bigger businesses. So it's a free market, pretty much. Additionally, customers can track their freight in real time from the airplane, from the train, cargo ships, or trucks. This has helped reducing loss of freight. Infrastructure. This is one of the backbone of businesses. The US efficient infrastructure system is making it easier to do business here to do business here than in many parts of the world. In particular, the US coast-to-coast highway network is the best in the world. They also have a very good airways and railway system. This not only simplifies shipping and lowers transportation costs for the consumer, but also reduce damages of freights and trucks. Licensing and permits. To get any license or permit is a pretty much straightforward process. You can even Google steps online as long as you meet the requirements, which in some cases include passing some exam to get your license. If you can't do it online, you can always go to government offices, and they're always very helpful and very nice. There are no unnecessary runarounds, no shortcuts either, no bribes. Just meet the requirements and you get your license, sometimes same day or within days or weeks, depends on what license or permit. Ngoja niongezee kidogo kwenye hii swala la leseni kwa nyumbani. Arona, najua wengi mmeifesi, yani nyumbani vibali ni kero. Yani mtakimbizana huko, hiyo ni kibali, sio kwamba umeanzisha biashara. Hii kitu imeturudisha sana nyuma Tanzania kufuatilia kibali, whatever the business is you're trying to open. Vibali ni tatizo. But for now, we have Magufuli, I'm sure atatumko mpaka kieleweke. Anyway, back to my topic again. Now, challenges. Challenges of doing business in America. I would say security is number one for me. Security, since international shipping frequently involves product moving through dangerous zones, how can these areas be avoided? How can protection be secured for pilots, for truck drivers, and crews? Efforts to tighten security in the supply chain will continue, but the idea of guaranteeing every package and every container is safe is back of the mind. It will be impossible to plug every leak, but the government and carriers will likely scramble to do so every time one develops. Time and accuracy. Today, logistic executives must deal with the new challenges requiring minute-by-minute tracking in all parts of the world. Developing cost efficiencies will guarantee timely delivery and anticipating problems and having backups plans. On top of that, with increased security concern that causes, I'll finish it real quick. Sometimes necessary delays in business where profit margins are things. Time loss is really money loss. When we say time is money, we really mean it. Competition. Competition is one of the biggest challenges in businesses. Statistics shows 80% of the entrepreneur fail within the first year of 2014. So basically, you need to do your homework and be very well prepared to face all the challenges. However, high failing rates shouldn't stop you from entering a business. Just don't be over-ambitious. Expect setback and have a plan on how to get back up after failing. According to New York Times, research by Kaufman Foundation shows people have started business at high rate. The record in 2010 were roughly over 500,000 new businesses were started every single month. Kwa hiyo fanyaje biashara Marekani, yani wana encourage watu wengi waingie kwenye biashara. So challenge kama hizi za kawaida sana. Regulations. This put downward pressures on business. Safety is very important in the US. This includes your safety as a business operator. There are so many regulations to limit things such as carbon emissions, numbers of hours the driver can work. These are now monitored electronically. As a result, it increased the cost of doing business since you need to have modern equipment with the low emission, and also it takes longer for drivers to deliver a freight, and thus less trip per week means less revenue. Right? This is probably the biggest challenge in any business, capital actually. This is the last challenge I'm going to talk about. Capital. Capital is probably the biggest challenge in business in many countries. US is not an exception. You need cash to buy equipment, and even some licenses are pretty expensive. It's sad that most schools don't teach the importance of building and managing credits. This is very important, and schools should put emphasis. It affects not only business people, but really everybody. We all need cars, houses, student loan, which having good credits. So finally, let me, my conclusion, I would recommend credit should be the first thing to fix. Some challenges you can't avoid, but this you can over time. Having a good credit will make your life so much easier as an entrepreneur. 5 seconds. Logistics and transportation or supply chain in general is a growing and very stable field. Companies are always seeking fastest and better ways to get product to market and on consumer shelves and in their driveways. It is a sector that requires creativity for today and vision for the future. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Dennis. And I think he was a bit humble. I had asked him earlier who his clients are because he owns a logistics company, and he said, "Oh, just clients, Walmart, GE." I'm like, wait, what? So you actually have such large Fortune 500 and 100 companies as your clients, so it's a testament to how great your entrepreneurship is. So I'll open it. Yes, we don't have time for questions. Should we check if we have at least one? Let's just allow at least one question.
Christina. I know we are all coming from every part of Tanzania. Have you ever considered each of us take a picture or take a video and send it to you so you can also advertise on your website or anything so we can get something back instead of going to Kilimanjaro or Zanzibar? Because I know there's some places in Tanzania like Shinyanga, Songea, somewhere, they have nice places where nobody knows, but especially for those individuals who are apart from there. So would you advise us or ask us or anybody in this room to contribute something for you so you can use that on your website and pretty much encourage other tourists to go to other places?
That is a very good suggestion. Thank you so much. I will follow up with that. So if you are interested in helping us in the cause of building up with people's curiosities on Tanzania, you can reach us on social media. It's Curious on Tanzania. Our hashtag Curious on Tanzania on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we'll be able to repost it back up. But our focus, our main focus, we do notice from our research that we did that most of what's advertised about Tanzania is 10% of Tanzania, which is the northern sector, a little bit of Zanzibar, and a little bit of Dar es Salaam. Our focus and my goal, I want to travel every corner of Tanzania to be able to learn more about it, be able to know who is the local people who are participating in the tourism sector so we could be able to work with them at the same time. Thanks.
You had another question?
Napenda kuwapongeza kwa kuona courage ya kuanzisha biashara kwa sababu ni vitu ambavyo wengi tuna ndoto lakini to take that very first step ni ngumu mno. Kwa hiyo congratulations. Kitu ambacho ningependa kusikia kutoka kwenu ni how do you make your money? You're in business so that you can make money and profit. And I think I would have liked to hear that. Can you
Dennis?
It's a simple question to me. You ask me how do I make my money? See, and profit. Yeah, I mean, I deliver a cargo and then they pay me. You know, well, for me, I don't know. I have a couple trucks, you know, and I bid for a good loads or good cargoes, you know. I'm buying on and I can make a profit because there's companies that they want to move freights for very low or cheap price. So it's for me as a company owner to decide if I want to, you know, move the freight for them. So that's all.
That's a very good question. I actually had a couple of people asking me about that a while ago. And the way, we're such a fairly new growing company, and well, where we're going to be making money is through taking visitors into Tanzania and also working with other partners in Tanzania, when it comes to working with the partners in Tanzania to be able to sell the different packages and also to market their products. But it's a challenge to us, and we're still looking for ways of how we could be able to generate income. If anybody has any suggestions, I am open and willing to listen to be able to grow a product that we all will be happy with.
Now we'll go to the comment.
Hi everybody, my name is Elisha. Wankogere, like my grandma calls me. I think what I expected from, of course, let me start by congratulating you two for, of course, starting businesses. Some of us, of course, would wish to be businessmen. But what I expected to hear from you, we were just discussing with this gentleman here, though he did not rephrase it, ask the right question that we wanted to ask. What I expected to hear from you is, as businessmen, how did you start? Did you get a small loan like Donald Trump, $1 million? Did you have angel funding agencies? Did you, how did you start your businesses? How do you run it day to day? How do you market it? Of course, you say you have trucks and all you do is transport things from one place to another. Did you start with one truck? How many trucks do you have? Where do you send your, where do you conduct your business at? So the details that you would expect that as someone who does not have a business, I would somehow have an insight of what you guys do. So sorry to ask for more details, but I think that's what I expected. Thank you.
Okay. Well, for me, I started, of course, with I got a loan from the bank, one of my local bank. Started with one truck as a driver myself. Right after after I graduated my bachelor degree, I always wanted to be a business guy, an entrepreneur. So I went to this trucking thing, got my license, got the loan, and that's how I started. I pretty much learned the business while I'm driving myself, so that's really helped me a lot. I'm not dereva au customer anaweza kumdanganya kwenye field ya transportation or logistics. So that's how I started, and then I expanded, buying more trucks, and then got more licenses to become a broker. So I can move freight not only at the truck owner, but I can even move a freight as a broker using other companies. And then we go coast to coast. I can move a freight in cargo from New York to California or anywhere in the States. And so transportation and logistics, they go together. And but I started with the transportation, and then now as a broker, and hopefully trying to expand to, shipping freight out of the country, containers and stuff like that. But for now, I'm based here. I do everything here, working with different companies, different manufacturers. So, yeah, I don't know if I answer your question correctly.
Okay, for me, I started with social media. I started with Instagram. I made a promise to myself that every single day when I wake up in the morning, I'll post up a picture of Tanzania and a message behind it. And that's what I've been doing until I forgot yesterday. But what I wanted to do is just make a movement first. It was a passion of mine, and I just followed my passion. And and now is the time where I'm looking to see how I could venture it to becoming a business, and that's exactly what I presented. And
Thank you very much. I've been told that we have to wrap it up so they can set up for cocktail and dinner. Unfortunately, we can't take any more time, but
just one comment.
Okay, let's have one last comment, then we can close it.
Thank you. Itakuwa very quick comment. Kwanza napenda kuwapongezeni Dennis na Justa kwa hongera sana. To run business in United States sio rahisi. Na mimi nasaidia kuempower na kutoa access to capital kwa ajili ya business. Been doing this for a little over 10 years, so I know how hard it is. Kuna families wamekuwa broken down, kuna families ambazo wamekuwa, kuna divorce, kuna so many things ambazo zimehappen just kuanzisha business. My just quick comment, ningeomba DICOTA if there is a way we can incorporate what Justa has suggested, where we can have maybe a breakout session with a business hub or a business, with that pitch first, kwa sababu if we have experts within ourselves, kama tunasaidia mzee ana 2 trucks, tulipoanza ADC tulifinance 25 of them. I have about 18 in my portfolio right now. So kama hivi vitu vinaweza kuwa replicated within ourselves here in the United States, while I'm working so hard to figure out tafanya nini Tanzania, nafikiri hiyo vitu kama tutajaribu incorporate kwenye DICOTA itapendeza sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for panelists. I think we're all inspired. They'll be around. Feel free to reach out to them, ask them questions, and Lunda's going to close it off.
All right. The schedule says we were to end at 5:30. It is 5:37 according to my watch. So congrats. So just to wrap up and do some housekeeping matters. Today obviously has been a long day, very productive. We began the day receiving various honors from various communities in the state of Texas. And that's how we began the day. We heard from the president himself through our ambassador, speaking to us, talking to us, encouraging us. But I think even more significant is recognizing us, that we actually do exist as a community of Tanzanians worthy of a speech from the president. So I think we need to clap our hands just for that. We heard about financing opportunities in the USA and in Tanzania. I personally took away that the Small Business Administration has an international division. I had no idea that that's the case. So I think that's of great value. We heard from community members all over the country, Tanzanian community members, and the things that they're doing in their communities, challenges, and also we learned some lessons from one another, which is one of the things that we seek to accomplish in a day like this. We heard about good things happening in Zanzibar, great things happening in Zanzibar, very inspiring, young people leading the economy, transforming how we do business and how we go about business. And so that is very exciting and very encouraging. And so that was good. We learned about mortgage financing and the construction industry, and then we also closed with some very inspiring words from our fellow Tanzanians and entrepreneurs. And so I'm a bit modest, but I think today kind of rocked. We have a gala this evening. It's set to begin at 7:30 in this room, and so as we leave, they'll clean up the room. This room will be transformed. We invite all of you to come. We will have fashion shows. Dinner will be served in here. We will also hear remarks from the ambassadors, and we will also have an award ceremony. One of the things that DICOTA is proud to do is to honor ourselves and honor those amongst us for the great things that they do. And so part of the gala event this evening will also be to honor fellow Tanzanians and the great things that they're doing in various fields. And so please come back for that. We have fashion shows, we have ngomas, we have food, we have music. So there's definitely need to be there, and cocktails. So we have that too. We also have raffle tickets. It will be in this room. We also have raffle tickets. We've discounted the tickets. There are 3 tickets for an international round trip of your choice. The raffle ticket only costs you $10. So you can buy 1 ticket, you can buy 10 tickets. Guy has the tickets, and so you can get them from her. And then there's also a $5 raffle for 3 barrels to transport, I believe, to Tanzania. So that's also too. Those raffle tickets are $5, so we encourage you to do that. We do have an exciting day tomorrow. It will be fun-filled, just like today, very informative, plenty of sessions lined up. And with that, we adjourn the day. Thank you, Kalobo.
Thanks and welcome to the 2016 DICOTA Convention Friday Night Gala. We are about to start. We are a little bit behind the schedule, so if we can grab our seat, let's get started. Who will start? My name is Gary Mshana. I will be the MC tonight. My co-MC is Clara. I will introduce you in a few minutes. if we can stand for the national anthems of the United States of America and Tanzania. Please stand for the national anthem of the United States and Tanzania to be performed by international artist Richmond Punch. U.S. national anthem. To be followed by the national anthem of Tanzania. We'll take a moment as it's getting ready. Thanks very much. Richmond Punch, international artist. Thank you very much. Let's get started. Again, like I said, my name is Gary Mshana. I'll be the co-MC for tonight. Together with Kalobo, we'll be conducting the program tonight. Our job as MCs are very easy. It's just to get out of the way so that we all can have fun. The night is still young. Before we go deep into the program, I would like to do a little bit of housekeeping. I understand most of you have been here the whole day today, and some of you have been here since yesterday. But for those who haven't been around, if you need, for ladies and gents, ladies, if you need to step outside and powder your nose, it will be through those two doors back there. Make a right, make another right, and you will see the powder room for ladies. Same thing for the gents. If you need to straighten up your tie or something like that, same thing. You go outside, make a right and another right, and you'll be there. If you need any help with anything, any program, look for those people who are wearing these kind of badges and marked committee steering. Those are the people who can help you around if you need anything. The program tonight will be conducted by DJs DJ Luke, Issa, and DJ Evans, and together with me and the lady I'm about to introduce, the co-MC for tonight will be Mrs. Clara Ford. And at this time, I would like to pass the mic to Clara Ford. And for those who are online, note that the program is being broadcasted, I think, with a delay through Vijimambo. And again, thanks for our sponsors for this event. And here's Clara Ford.
Good evening, everybody. Like he said, my name is Clara Ford. There is not much to know about me, but I'm here to introduce one of our very own Ndaga Mwakabuta, who is our president of DICOTA. So he can get this party started. Karibu.
Thank you so much, Clara. Welcome all for the DICOTA 2016 Gala Night. We have a lot of good things that are going to be happening here. And before that, I want to introduce our guest of honor, our keynote speaker, Baroz Masilingi. Yeah, we do have honorary counsel, Sherbeg. We have our founder, Dr. Leonard Tenende. Ladies and gentlemen, most welcome to this night. We have a lot of things and we have very short time. So we go very fast, make sure that everything is going to be going on very well as planned. Thank you for coming. You're most welcome.
All right, thanks very much, Ndaga Mwakabuta. Dr. Ndaga Mwakabuta is president of DICOTA. While we are getting ready to be served dinner, I'm going to call back again international artist Richard Punch, and he will entertain us with 3 songs, I believe? Yes. Richard Punch with 3 songs.